Hello, and welcome to another video of Lord of the Rings Online. We are in Meduseld, and we have things to do. Yep. Things to do. That's what we're going to do. Things. We have a new deed, we have a remote quest, which we don't want. As always. We have mail. Alright. Oh. That is actually exactly what I want. That is perfect. A tracery? Okay. Also not too shabby. Nice. That is a nice update. That is also a nice update. And that is even better. Okay, fantastic. Then we have this, that works. And this... Oh, we know that. Okay, you go here, I don't need you. Well, actually you can go there. Alright. Fantastic. So, we relieved King Theoden from his little mental prison that Grima put him in. And now we can continue here.
These are better tidings than I believed possible.
Yes, you returned from within your own power, which tells me your wager was correct, and you will draw breath until tomorrow, at least. Halmar listens as you recount what befell within the Golden Hall, and his questioning face is soon aglow with smiles. These are better tidings than I believed possible. You are a friend, both new and true, to bring me such words, Theoden, my king. You have been brought from the darkness by the wisdom of Gandalf. He is the Stormcrow no longer. White Wizard, a friend to Rohan and its people. I rejoice to hear it. Theoden King, we start at last. Yes.
I will guide you to Grima's chambers, as the king instructs.
We must remain alert, Finan, for Grima may have left the seeds of some mischief in his chambers. He may still manage to work some evil, but that would be cruel and cut indeed. To know of his treachery and still succumb to it. Grima's chambers are northeast of the steps that led to Meduseld. Come, I will show you the way. Can I write it? Ah, there it is. You have found the entrance to Wormtongue's chambers. Yuck. Scattered books. A marked page on one of these books reads, "No mere wit he." Ooh, 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 ooh. The chest is tightly locked and you possess no key for it. Pity. A crude map lies on this table, but you cannot discern what it represents. These drawers contain linens and fine clothes, rumpled now and in disarray. Oops. This cabinet stands empty. Did someone get here before you? These books detail the geography and history of Rohan, but contain nothing of note right now. Carved into the table is the crude representation of a crying eye. Beneath the chair you find a golden key. Oh. Inside the chest you find items too varied to belong to Grima, including a valuable sword.
What did you find there?
That is Hirogrim, the sword of Theoden. It is possible that the king asked Grima to keep the sword safe in his chest, but such safekeeping is no longer necessary. I will return Hirogrim to its master, once I have brought Eomer word of his release. For now, bring these other items to Grima in Miroseld and see what he has to say about them. These items are both too varied and too valuable to be his property. I'll warrant, in his explanation for possessing them should be interesting. I believe so. Let's find out.
Every one of those items was a gift.
What are these things? Why do you show them to me, vile Staudex? You explain that the goods were taken from the chest in his chambers and demand an explanation. Every one of these items was a gift, Grima hisses. You are a thief. I demand that you return those things to my chambers, and when you return to my presence, you come bearing an apology. I have suffered at the hands of these ingrates, and now my own possessions are being paraded before all the court, and my name dragged through the slime. These are the thanks I receive for my months of tireless service to the king? You are a liar, Staudex, and a thief. Your voice drips with poison, and your words are all false. I curse thee, and beg that some kind heart will defend me from your insults and your slander.
Where did you get these items?
You say they were found within Grima's chest? I see. Theoden casts a dark look in the direction of his former servant. I will have one of my men restore these items to their proper owners. I am of a mind to send this worm back to his proper owner as well. Would it be a mercy, I wonder? On this day, and in sight of his continued crimes, I am more interested in justice than in mercy.
Wait. There is one item you should return yourself, as its owner is here in the hall.
Theoden scowls and hands you a delicate cloth. On a corner of the cloth embroidered the name Eowyn. I am not so poor a judge as to think my daughter Eowyn intended Grima to have this token in her favor. Return it to her, and she will tell you for whom it was intended.
I remember this token. I gave it to my brother to bring him good fortune in battle.
Eowyn accepts the embroidered cloth from you with surprise. He wore it on his ranging throughout the mark. It must have been taken from him when he was confined to his chambers by my uncle's command. No, the command was my lord Theoden's, but the words were Grima's, and my brother's confinement was carried out by those men Grima selected. One of them must have taken this token from Eomer and give it to Grima. Had I known this, I would not have allowed it. Bring this token of mine to my brother and tell him our uncle is restored. He is being confined in his chambers in Edoras, north of Middleseld. Good. Oh, down there. Okay. Oh, that looks better. Is it? There we go. You have found the entrance to Eomer's chambers, where until today he has been imprisoned by command of the king.
Thank you for bringing me these tidings, friend.
Finan, I am glad to see you are well. Hama has brought me the news that I am free to leave, but that is not what lightens my heart. The most joyous tidings are that my uncle Theoden has awakened to the fact of his peril, and his treacherous counselor has been dragged to light. Eomer accepted the embroidered cloth from you and crushes it into his fist. This was taken from me by Fort here, one of Grima's men. I am pleased to have it back, but I would sooner teach Forthir a lesson about respecting the belongings to others. I was treated well enough by the guards outside my chambers, but my inability to do anything for my family or for Rohan was the cruelest fact of my imprisonment. I spent many hours studying the map of Rohan in the room upstairs, trying to develop a strategy for the defense of the kingdom that could not be undone by Saruman. Go. Study the map yourself and see if there is such a strategy I might have missed, for I came up with little of use. Sure. Let's see. Oh, this is very tiny. There. Study the map in Eomer's chambers. You study the map of Rohan for a time, but a few strategies present themselves to you that could stand against the armies of Saruman.
Return to my sister and give her my thanks and my love.
Did you find some strategy that could serve us against the armies of Saruman? Sadly, I did not, and I had more time to think on the problem than you had. There is no shame in it. Our strength lies in the open fields, but against such numbers as you say Saruman has assembled, I do not think our strength will suffice. The mark is not as defensible as we need it to be. Return to my sister and give her my thanks and my love. I will see her when I return to the hall with Hama. Perhaps we will look at the map once more and see if there is something we have missed. Trying to go there now with the big boy. Try not to run into any market stalls. Nice. Nice. Nice.
My brother is free of his cage? I delight to hear it.
For soon I too will be free of the cage that binds me. Eowyn's smile brightens her face in the same way as does the sun breaking through a gap in the clouds. My cage is not made of metal or of wood, Fennon, but it is a cage all the same. In times of peace, it confines me to the Golden Hall and its outbuildings, but when war threatens, it cannot hope to withstand the force of our great need. I am a shield maiden of Rohan, and I shall take up sword and spear to defend this land and its people. My uncle must surely ride now to Isengard to challenge Saruman, and I will not hesitate to take up arms and ride with him.
All the people of Rohan will need to stand if the kingdom is to survive.
But their king must do so first.
The time has come for Theoden to step beyond the confines of his hall.
And look out over the city. Speak to the king and see if he is willing to do this.
I am ready to look out upon my city with unclouded eyes.
Free from the shroud of Grima's whispers, will you walk with me as well?
Theoden King has stepped beyond his hall to look upon the kingdom. What will he see, I wonder? And will it move him to strike down the evils arrayed against his people?
Theoden King has gone ahead with Gandalf, Fennon. Do you think he has forgiven us? I know in my heart we returned for the good of the kingdom, but it is a serious crime to disobey the word of a king. My heart is aflutter, friend.
We returned in time, but should we have returned at all?
Gleowen still believes we will be punished, but my mind is not troubled. We return to Theoden at the right moment for forgiveness. Was Gandalf not sent away with equal force? And yet now he has the ear of the king and speaks wisdom to him. We return without the insight of the wizard, but we bring something valuable at the same, warning of Saruman's reach and power. That warning, too, has value to the king, and when he chooses his course, he will weigh what we have to say alongside the words of his advisors.
We returned with time enough to protect the king. That is what matters now.
Now we will hear the commands of Theoden and learn if we have truly come to him in time. Rohan stands at a crossroad, and it is up to her king to choose the correct course. We will help him choose a right to the sorrow of Saruman. It is not magic that Gandalf uses to cure Theoden of the hurts that Saruman and his agent Grima have brought. No, our wise friend seeks to cure Theoden with words. Words of friendship and hope. Already I see it working.
I place my trust in Gandalf. He has never failed that trust.
The air is fresh and clean, Finan, and the tall grasses sway in the breeze. From here we can look out over the fields of Rohan, see how the sunlight dances upon that distant river. It has been some days since Theoden beheld his own lands, I warrant. Grima gave him report of them, but always in such a way as to advance his own ends and those of Saruman, his master.
You speak of a secret hope, Gandalf, but my heart is heavy. Alas for Boromir of Gondor. Alas for my own son, Theodred. The young and strong perish, while the old linger on. It is a cruel turn.
Your strength is not gone, my friend. It lacks only your sword to return in full force.
Ah, where is Herogrim? Grima took it to keep it safe. Where might he have stowed it?
Take this blade, my lord. It was always yours to command.
Arise, riders of Theoden.
Command us, my lord.
We must stamp out the threat of Saruman. Hama, bring Grima before me. It is time he redeemed his treachery.
Aye, my lord.
But you, my guests, deserve the hospitality of my house. I have been a poor host.
No, Theoden King. The men of Rohan must ride today, and we will ride with them.
Yes! You will be welcome, Aragorn, as will your friends.
Be not overconfident, Theoden King. Isengard is strong, and other perils there are also. After we have gone, you must not delay. Lead the rest of your people to the hold of Dunharrow.
My people will go to Dunharrow, but I will not bring them there. I will ride to war, to fall in the front of the battle, if that is the need.
The Lord of the Mark will ride.
Who then will lead your people to safety?
I will think on that before I go. Here comes my counselor.
My lord, you should come in from the hot sun. Your meat is nearly ready. Can others not deal with these troublesome guests? Let Grima send them away.
No, Grima. I will ride to war as I should have done long ago, and you will ride with me.
Grima's eyes dart back and forth from face to face, sizing up the assemblage. My lord, can you not see what this wizard and his ragged band seek to achieve? They do not care for your health or for your safety, and seek to lead you into danger. Your death would grieve them little, but there are those close to you who would mourn even the smallest hurt to your person. Listen to Grima, and come back inside. Abandon the madness these cruel ones have instilled on your mind. Let me send them away. Speak not of war. That is a young man's endeavor, and you have ruled the Mark for many seasons. Will you not listen to your faithful Grima? Send me not away.
But I do not send you away, Grima. I ask you to ride at my side and thereby prove your faith. Will you do this?
A lord of the House of Eowl may have the stomach for war, but I am only a humble servant. Let me stay behind, a faithful steward to keep your hall until your return.
Do you hear how desperately he wishes to be relieved of this charge? If that plea does not excuse Grima from war, I can think of no other that will. I would not trust him to carry a sack of grain into the mountains, for fear he would steal either the sack or its contents, whichever he thought we would desire more. My uncle is no fool. He will not humor this request. Grima hisses at you, his eyes narrowed unpleasantly. Do not disturb my lord more than you have already. He is weary and needs his rest. Only when you and your irksome friends leave this land will he be once again at peace. Enough! Grima succeeds again, if not at his truest goal, then still at some of value to his master. For Saruman and his master, and every hour we delay plays into his hands. We can spare no more time on him.
He is not a man, but a snake. You cannot bring it safely along, nor can you leave it behind. Give him a horse, and judge him by the choice he makes, whether to ally with you or with Saruman, his master.
No, do not harm him. My mercy is now ended. If I see him again, it will not go well with Grima. I go forth to battle. It is like to be my last riding. And Theodred, my heir, is slain. Who shall I leave behind to rule in my stead? Is there no man? In whom do my people trust?
We trust in the House of Earl.
But Eomer is the last of that house, and I need his sword arm. He cannot be spared.
I did not name Eomer, nor is he the last. There is his sister Eowyn also, fearless and true of heart. All love her. Let her lead the Erlingus while we are gone.
You speak wisdom, Hammer. So it shall be. Eowyn will rule the people in my stead and lead them to Dunharrow and safety. I ask that you and your friends help her with this burden.
I have long known there was strength still in this land and in its king. Theoden's decisions on this day are not a surprise to me, and they should not have been surprising to you either, Fennan.
There is strength in Theoden, and that strength will flow into his people.
If its king is strong, so will be the kingdom. Gladly will I ride to Isengard with Theoden and his men, there to demand Saruman cast down his staff. Friends of mine were endangered by the commands of that wizard, and I have a debt to repay on that score.
I have been given my freedom, and now I ride to war with my king.
It is a far better day into which I walk than the one I left. We will show Saruman that Rohan is strong. For too long he has done as he will, but now we will remind him that this land is not his to despoil. My road leads west with the king, but he has asked you to assist Eowyn at Edoras. I am certain there will be no lack of deeds that will need doing. If you have an opportunity, perhaps you could see how fares Altburg in the Eastfold? That town is my home, and it would be a comfort to my mind to know that you have kept an eye on it. There is no hurry. Assist Eowyn with her preparations here first, but keep Altburg in mind when I'm away, if you would.
It is good that Theoden takes action to protect his people.
Saruman's greatest ally for these past months has been the inaction of Theoden, sown by the whisperings of Wormtongue. How many orcs were given free passage across the fields of Rohan? Even one would be too many, and it was more than a single orc. I do not say that Theoden rides to victory. It is good that he comes forth, but the armies of Saruman are vast, and I do not know if the Rohirrim can meet them on the field.
For too long have I stayed beneath the roof of my hall.
No more will I delay. I will ride forth to Isengard with my warriors, and we will remind Saruman that the Rohirrim still live. My sister-daughter Eowyn will chafe at my command as she remained behind and make the people ready to leave Edoras. I know. But she will carry out my wish. Speak to her outside the Golden Hall and lend her what aid you may in this. Alright. Eowyn, here we go.
There is no honor in this. Why must I stay behind?
Why must I remain behind while my brother and my uncle ride to war? Do they care more for Rohan than I do? No. I would fight as hard for the people of the Mark as any man, and may have even greater ferocity. Eowyn's eyes blazed with dangerous fire for a moment, and her fists clenched and unclenched. I will do as my king commands, Finan. This duty has been given to me, and I will carry it out as best I may, though it be not my desire. None will say that Eowyn betrayed the word of her king. I will protect the people of Edoras and see them to safety, while the battle rages elsewhere. It may come to us in the end, and if it does, I will be ready. I will need your help in the meantime, and you shall get it.
There are many things to do before the people can leave for Dunharrow.
My uncle's command must be brought to the townsfolk. Wagons must be loaded with the provisions, belongings gathered, and there are like to be some naysayers who refuse to follow the king's will. Take this proclamation and read it before the people at several locations throughout the city. Start with the market north of the Meadowcell Steps and then work down through the streets of Edoras. Word will spread quickly, and it had already begun to do so. But the king's command must be brought to the people so that preparations for their departure can be made. Not everyone will be pleased with this, Finan. Be kind, if you can, but keep your resolve strong. This must be done. Theoden King has commanded it. So many updates. We're going with a big boy here. Or we have more impact. Not in writing them down, mind you, but in reading that proclamation. Yep. You read the proclamation aloud, and several people nearby begin to mutter. Reluctantly agrees to leave the city. You better! Okay, read the proclamation out loud at the stairs northwest of Meadowcell. Where would that be? Oh, down there. Okay. You read the proclamation aloud and an old woman seeks to catch your eye.
Do you have a time to spare an old woman tidings bearer?
I have heard the commands of Theoden King and would obey, but it has been many years since Eadred felt the bloom of youth, and I do not have the strength the once I did. My belongings are bundled in this crate, but I cannot carry it down the hill to Dunharrow wagon without help. The wagon is to the north of here, if you follow the road. Can you bring my possessions to the wagon north of here? Just follow the road. Eadred will be in your debt. Sure. To the north of here. That's north. Of course. You leave Eadred's belongings in the wagon, as she asked. You read the proclamation aloud and a small child seeks to catch your eye.
Everyone must obey the word of Theoden King.
I hear you read the words of Theoden King, and I know everyone who is not going to fight needs to leave Edoras. But those men over there were laughing, and I heard them insult the name of the king. You are not going to let them escape justice, are you? Everyone has to obey the word of Theoden King. What? You were laughing?
What gives you the right to order us out of our homes?
Maybe those are the commands of Theoden, and maybe they are not. Maybe they are the words of Gandalf. Maybe the wizard is working against us and just wants our treasures for himself. Do they not say that trouble follows him wherever he goes? I will teach you a lesson, Stardex. I will teach you what happens when you do the bidding of the wizard. Now you will pay dearly? What? You yield. Yeah, that's... Okay. Good talk. That's better. Anybody else? No? Okay. Good talk. Convince Collinan to obey and convince Herith. Alright. Okay. Collinan is leaving. And she also will listen. Very good. Very good. Now we can go back. Oh god, I hope I can jump over here. Apparently I can. And back to the market. Again, trying not to run over the stalls. Oh, I am off. There we go, that's better.
It will be some time before all the people are ready to leave, but this is a start.
You have done what I asked? Good. Every journey must begin with preparations, especially one as important as this.
Grima has fled the city, but I believe some of his allies remain.
There are still so many tasks we must see to completion before the people are ready to leave Edoras, but something worries at the back of my mind and divides my attention. When you searched Grima's chambers in Hamar, you told my uncle that the room was already in disarray as if it had been searched before you arrived? Why would Grima leave his chambers in such a state? If he was seeking something specific, surely he would know where to find it. No, I think his room was searched by someone entangled deeply with his schemes. Grima has fled the city, but it is my belief that his ally, at last, remains. Among the papers you collected, there was a cryptic phrase, "No mere wit he," and a number of other writings. I do not know what they mean, but mention is made of a number of locations throughout Edoras. Go to some of these and see if you can find sign of Grima's friends or allies. All right. Okay, one is here. Watched Strongbox. This strongbox is scorched. It was set on fire, but the blaze didn't spread. Leofing was an ally to Wormtongue, but there are others. Really? Who would be so stupid as to align with him? Timber pile. Someone put this pile of timber here with plants to set it ablaze? Hibika. He was an ally of Wormtongue, but are there others? Yes, there is at least one more. You can do this. Good horse. Misplaced weapons. These weapons are out of place. Why were they moved here? Good questions.
You found some of Grima's allies and defeated them? Good.
Those snakes would have caused trouble for us, especially once my uncle rides to Isengard. I hope that was all of them, Finan. I still do not understand all of the mysteries you uncovered in Grima's chambers, but perhaps we have ended the schemes that were plotted here. My uncle and his riders are ready to depart.
My preparations continue, but my uncle's are complete. My preparations continue, but my uncle's are complete.
Now he rides to Isengard and to war. I will remain behind as he has commanded, but my thoughts will dwell upon him until he returns. Enter the Golden Hall and see if he has further commands for those of us who will remain.
The riders are ready to depart, as am I.
We will ride to Isengard and remind Saruman of what he has forgotten, and the Riddermark is not for his taking. It belongs to the Eorlingers, who will refresh his memory with sword and spear. I know that Eowyn is unhappy with her charge, and she would be on the forefront of the battle if I allowed her to ride with us. It would console her little to know that it is not her safety I seek to ensure with my command, but that of my people. They need someone to lead them in my absence, someone to give them hope for better days to come. They need Eowyn to be strong, and I know she will be. Another spear at Isengard will avail us little. A shield at home may be the difference at the last. I am ready to ride. Let me know when you are ready to see us off.
It is time.
It is.
Theoden King has mustered a force of more than 1,000 spears, and prepares to ride for Isengard. Will he return to Edoras in this life?
Gandalf was right. I have sat in the shadows of my hall for too long. It is good to breathe the clean air once more and to feel the breeze upon my face. Grima's whisperings made me forget, but now the memory of good has returned to me, and in greater force than before. Walk with me, Wastefinan. I have a request to make of you.
Forward, snowman. While I ride to Isengard, I would have you lend your aid to those who remain behind.
Our friend is not right with us.
There are dangers both behind and ahead, Eomer.
I know you are needed elsewhere, Finan. Still, I would feel more at ease if you rode with us. Eomer hesitates, and you can see him struggling with the weight of a decision. I do not want to add to my own worries to those that already concern you, but if you find yourself in the Eastfold, perhaps you will cast an eye out toward my own home. The town of Altburg is my home, when I am not in Edoras, and it is now left in the care of thy steward, Arkil. It has been a long while since I returned to Altburg, and I worry that the dangers that threaten the rest of the Mark may also affect my home. You need to go there in haste. Help my sister with her own task first, but it would ease my mind if I thought you might go to Altburg afterward. You have my thanks. I am going to Altburg, don't you worry. I understand your path leads elsewhere, Finan, but still, we may yet meet again. There are dangers aplenty in Rohan, and not enough good-hearted folk to defeat them. If only there were 2 of you, or 4, or 6. Aragorn laughs, and some of the riders nearby look at him curiously. Sounds of merriment are rare in these times, Finan, and defeating Saruman will not change that. Gandalf is quick to remind me that the real foe lies east, not west. But if Rohan is to survive, we must do something about the enemy that is nearest. And we will. The armor of this land is not made for dwarves, Finan, but the king gave to me a shield bearing his device. A white horse on a green field. I am proud to bear it, but I am less pleased at the prospect of being borne by such a creature on the journey to Isengard. I have had enough of bouncing around on the back of such beasts like a sack of meal. Eomer said that I may ride with him, and I have agreed to take him up on his offer as long as Legolas will ride beside us. Together we will teach young Eomer how mistaken he has been concerning the Lady of the Golden Wood. We will be good company, assuming he learns this lesson well, and quickly. There you are. Did you not recognize me? Theoden gave us raiment of war from his own hoard. I prefer my own garb, but we ride now to war, and this shining mail will serve me better. Still, I appreciate the gift. The host is assembled and ready to ride, Finan, but there is still one matter I would see resolved. Will you find Gleowin and bring him before me? There is still the matter of his punishment to be settled. Uh-oh. The king has chosen this moment to reveal his punishment? I am prepared, Finan. Whatever my king decides will be just.
I am ready.
Gleowine, do you know why I have called you before me?
I do, my king. My friends and I returned to Edoras against your direct command.
Why did you do this?
We did this out of love, my king, and fear. Love of the Mark, and fear for its people.
I share this love, Gleowine, and this fear. But a king's word is law, and must be obeyed. You will not escape judgment.
That is just, my king. I submit to your will.
I ride to war. It is like to be my last riding. I need a minstrel by my side to record the deeds that await.
My king?
It will be your burden to witness my final days, if this be they, and record them in song.
You will return from the battle, my king.
That may be so. Do you accept my judgment?
I do, my king.
It is done, Finan. Each of the three of you, Gleowine, Horn, and the Stardags with whom I now speak, will serve Rohan in the ways for which you are best suited, and scrub away the black mark incurred by defying my command. Now it is time to depart. Aid my sister-daughter Eowyn as the people journey to Dunharrow, and wish us well in the battle. With good fortune we will overcome, and put an end to Saruman's treacheries at long last.
Forth, Eorlingus!
So they are gone. May they ride to victory.
It is now upon to those of us who remain to carry out my uncle's will and the wishes of those who ride with him. I hope we are both up for the challenge, Finan.
My uncle has commanded that I bring the people of Edoras to Dunharrow.
For that is a more defensible location than Edoras. Before we make our way there, we should send word to Harrowdale of the great number of people that soon will be arriving. Some have already made their way to Harrowdale, but more will be arriving soon from all corners of Kingstead. If you have time enough to spare, I ask that you travel northeast to the town of Entwade and ensure that the people there are prepared for what lies ahead. Afterwards, someone will need to travel to Harrowdale. Eowyn pauses and she seems to be weighing something carefully before speaking. The Lord of Harrowdale is Thane Dunhere, nephew of Erkenbrand, Lord of Helm's Deep in the Westfold. He is a mighty man, accomplished in battle and most loyal to my uncle in the Mark, but he rode to defend the fort of the Isen some weeks ago, and his wife now rules in his stead. She and I have never been friendly. Ellen Fremadon is, by most accounts, a kind woman and just as her husband, but she and I are as different as the badger is to the noble steed. She will not be pleased to hear that I and the folk of Edoras will soon be sheltering at her hall, but she would be less pleased to hear the news from me. After you have helped the people of Entwade, travel to Underharrow to the south and give Ellen Fremadon this unpleasant news. There is little other choice, and you seem to be the best available messenger for these tidings, Fennan.
I need your help, my friend.
With my uncle Theoden bringing the war to Saruman, there remain a great many things to the westment. To the east, the river ford of Entwade lies along the Entwas shore, and has held the weight for years innumerable. Thane Edric commands the post and holds but a few men in his service. The White Hand has pressed into the king's lands as of late, and the cost of losing the weight would be unknowable. I have many matters to attend to in my uncle's stead, but I know this is a task for which your skills are suited. If you would aid me, I would have your steed readied for the journey at once. If I can be in the king's wake.
Invaders have wrought this misery upon us.
At long last, Edoras sees fit to send anyone at all to the Wade. Perhaps Eowyn is a bolder leader than her uncle.
There are not enough curses in the world for the invaders of the lands of Rohan.
Well then, welcome to Entwade, traveler. I have little time to spend chatting with one so ill-acquainted with the troubles of Rohan. The king has ridden west and left me many problems and not enough men to handle them. Be him renewed or not, my people have still been forgotten. Look to my side, traveler. My way, Leoflat, struggles to make ready to evacuate my people to Altburg. Such a task would be difficult even if the Uruks were not riding our plains, but such things are commonplace under Theoden King. Let me speak no more of him, for my wife thinks such things bode ill for my temper. If you would help us prepare, we would be grateful for your aid, though I know not how much I can repay you in these dire times. Okay.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
Oh, traveler, Edric has sent you to see me? Good. Perhaps now we shall be able to depart in some timely manner. It has been a great undertaking to uproot the people of Entwade, Fennan. At my husband's request, I shall aid in escorting them to safety in Altburg to the south. Many have packed for weeks now, but we cannot afford to wait any longer. I protested when Edric bade me stay in Altburg as well. If I cannot return to Kingstead, then I shall aid the people of the Eastfold during my stay. Truly, they face great troubles as well. As for you, my people are as ready as they likely ever will be. Would you do me a great favor and bid them all to join me here?
Invaders have wrought this misery upon us.
You appear to be a hale minstrel, traveler, as my wife makes ready to escort my people south to safety. I would ask something of you. The road to the south will lead my people to Altburg, but our foes lurk too near. The Uruks that stalk the fields of Kingstead have done much to harry my people and have been so bold as to attack Entwade itself several times in the past weeks. Now I have heard talk that they ride along the road to the south and slay passers-by before claiming their goods. My people and my wife cannot meet such a fate, Venom. Ride against them and clear the road so that my people may pass unfettered when the time comes.
The White Hand is wicked.
Entwade has been the victim of many assaults as of late, Finn, and for my part, my men and I have kept the people from harm in our homes largely intact. However, in the past week, the attacks have ceased. It does not take one well-versed in strategy to presume that a larger attack will soon fall upon us. I have been busy helping my wife prepare the people for travel to Altburg, and new information of our foes' whereabouts has not yet been delivered to me. If you would speak to my guards near the Entwade and in town, they may have more insight to the dangers, on the dangers will be left to deal with once my people depart.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
You are Fennon, are you not? The famous minstrel? I ran into Gandalf the Grey upon the plains not long ago, and he asked me to convey a message to you if I should see you. He said he would be in Edoras shortly to check on things there. Perhaps you will catch him if you make haste?
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
Huh?
The
Oh,
Rohirrim
so...
have need of your services.
Okay, so we talked to him in many different areas. Okay. Gotcha. That is a lot of people here. I will miss you, friends. Take care of each other while I am gone, for I shall return as soon as I am able. Yeah, talk to your chickens. They will love that. Let us fetch our belongings inside, and then we shall gather with the others. I shall join with the others when I finish my work here. Wait not on my account, it shall not be long. They don't take this seriously. I suppose I have packed enough for now. You suppose? Very well, we shall go meet with the Leoflat. Good. Good.
Welcome, my friend.
Thane Edric wishes to know what has become of our foes. The Uruk still ride along the plains, and the king has done naught to drive them off. He stripped us of most of our men, and soon we shall be even fewer when Leoflat and the rest depart. The Uruk circle us like vultures, and there is no telling when they shall strike at us next, or if they direct their wrath towards Middlemead. That is all I know of what is to come. The people must make ready to leave as soon as they are able.
what brings you to these lands?
Thank you, Finnan. You allowed me a chance to finish with other preparations, and now it appears that everyone is here. Keeping them at my side will likely prove more challenging, but worry not, for I have handled far worse. Alright. Sure, let's take that. Alright. And from here, we are going to continue next time. Have a great rest of your day, and thanks for watching. Bye!